What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bet Records. We're going to be looking at Week 4 matchups for the 2022 NFL season. Starting off with a hot one, Thursday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins, who are 3-0, are taking the 1-2 Bengals. They finally got a win, the Bengals did. Joe Burrow and that offensive line is still looking pretty shaky. The odds right now are Bengals -4, which means Miami is projected to win by at least 5 points. Justin, what are our initial thoughts?
Well, one thing we will be seeing in this Thursday night matchup is that the new white Bengal uniforms will be making their debut
on
Thursday night.
Nice.
Down in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm going to take an upset here. I'm going to say the Cincinnati Bengals pulled off against Miami. Miami's defense hasn't really been looking good on the fantasy stretch for points allowed. So I think that if they're not going to be able to get to Joe Burrow, I think that Joe Burrow is just going to light up that defense. And if you get in a shootout with Joe Burrow, I think it's not going to work.
I think you got to pick Miami here. That's going to be my pick for this one. Even against the spread, I think they win by at least a touchdown. Tua's been going off. Their wide receivers have been great. They finally got Chase Edmonds in the running back game. Got, I believe, at least one, if not 2 touchdowns last week as well. They're hot. The 3-0. Bengals' offensive line is banged up. I bet Joe Burrow gets sacked another 3-4 times. I'm siding with Miami for this one, but there's a split decision on the first take.
That's my upset of the week.
Yeah, okay. Bengals.
Always got to pick an upset.
That's facts. That's facts. Next game up is the earliest one for our Sunday card. It is the 8:30 a.m. game, Central Time. The Minnesota Vikings are taking on the New Orleans Saints in, where is it again? Where is it?
In London.
London, yep, in London. First of all, what do you kind of think of this, across seas play? Do you think this is good for the NFL and everything in general, or what are your thoughts with that?
Yeah. I like it. The NFL has been doing it for 15 years now, I believe.
Okay.
Usually they go to Wembley Stadium, but this week I think they're going to Northampton, I think it is, which is not as big as Wembley Stadium, but should still be good. I'll actually double check that, but regardless.
Yeah, in this one, the Saints are plus 2.5, so Minnesota Vikings are minus 145 in the favorites to pull this one out. I definitely see Minnesota winning by at least 3 points in this one. Hopefully they can put some stuff together. Both teams are technically on the road. It's a Saints home game, right? But again, across seas, it's not really a home game. So I think Minnesota Vikings will take it in a neutral kind of environment this upcoming week here. What do you think about this one? Do you agree?
Yeah, I have to agree there. I think the Vikings will take it. They will be playing at the Tottenham, the Spurs Stadium.
Oh, okay. Hotspurs, yep. Nice.
Yeah, I just think because Carolina beat New Orleans last week, and Jameis Winston is starting to look a little rattled in the pocket. So I expect the Vikings defense to come out hot early in this game and kind of get Jameis Winston a little uncomfortable in there and get the win over the pond in London.
Yeah, yep. Great game there. The one downside is it is super early. I don't want to wake up, 8 a.m. on a Sunday to watch football, but nonetheless, great for the organization as a whole as well to kind of do that across-sea partnership. Next game up for the Sunday slate, going back to the noon games here, the 2-1 Bills are going to be at the Ravens, who are also 2-1 coming into this week. Baltimore is the underdogs in this one with plus 3 points, meaning Buffalo must win by 4 or more for the spread if you're betting online. Justin, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this one?
I was going to say I was really impressed with the Ravens last week in New England. They put on a good show. Lamar Jackson put up 40 fantasy points. It was a back-and-forth battle, but eventually the Patriots couldn't keep up with the pace. Ravens looked good. They held out and got the win up in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And they'll be going to look for another shootout game against the Buffalo Bills, coming off a very close loss against the Miami Dolphins, which ended with, it didn't end with it, but towards the latter end, Josh Allen, 4th and goal, underthrowing, I think it was Gabriel Davis in the end zone, knowing he made a mistake, and then Miami punted from the 1-yard line, and the butt
punt. Yep.
And resulting in a safety, and Buffalo just couldn't get down the field and do it in time. I think we're going to see another shootout here. I do believe this is kind of a coin flip, but
Yep.
in a coin flip situation like this, I do have to go with Buffalo, but it will be very close, and I would not be surprised if the Ravens can pull it out. It's just a matter of which defense can make a big play at any certain time during the game.
I agree. Yeah, it's going to be the battle of both sides of the ball. For both teams, Ravens did great, as you mentioned, against the Patriots. Mac Jones is going to be out for a couple weeks as well. Something to monitor there. Nonetheless, I am just going to agree with you on this one and take the Bills. I think they're going to definitely come back with a vengeance, trying to get this win, as they had basically a second to spare last week's game. They spiked it half a second too late and ended up with the loss to make them 2-1. So I think the Bills come back hot, even though Lamar Jackson is playing amazingly as well. Next game on the Sunday slate, we got the 2-1 Bears against the now 2-1 Giants after their loss this past week on Monday Night Football against Dallas Cowboys. The Giants are the favorites with -3, meaning that they need to win by at least 4 points in this one, and they are at home as well. I'm taking Giants. Bears are trash. What are your thoughts?
See, I would have taken the Bears in this matchup, but David Montgomery got hurt last week. It doesn't look like he's going to play. He might be out for a while. And when you have that signature piece, obviously your best offensive player out, I just think that's I think we're going to get a low-scoring game here, and I just think the Giants will pull it out with Saquon Barkley getting the majority of the runs on the offense and scoring the most points. So I'm going to go Giants, but I'm going to say they only win by a field goal.
Yeah, I think they're going to win by at least 4 points. I'll take the Giants for the spread easily. Field goal, I totally agree as well. Think they're the better team on both sides of the ball. Saquon Barkley is the new Christian McCaffrey so far for the first 3 weeks of the season here. Love the Giants. Love them at home again here as well. So next matchup here are the 2-1 Browns at Atlanta facing the 1-2 Falcons. The line for this one is favoring the Browns. Atlanta is plus 1.5 points, meaning that the Browns need to win by at least 2 in this upcoming matchup. What are your initial thoughts about this one?
Atlanta has not looked bad in their last
they
2
put up
games.
points.
They beat Seattle this past week and then had a really close game with the Rams. Expect another close game, maybe a final second field goal to win the game. I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. I just think that they have really good momentum going to this. A big win going on the road and beating the 12th man in Seattle on their home turf. I just think their confidence is riding high right now when everyone's been writing them off from the beginning of the season. Expect a big game from Marcus Mariota and good connection with Kyle Pitts. I'm going to take the Falcons in this one.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you as well. I love Nick Chubb in this contest, putting him in a lot of DFS lineups this upcoming week, I should say, just because Falcons secondary isn't the best as well on defense. But nonetheless, I'm going to agree with you as well. Mariota's been hot. Love him as kind of a sleeper quarterback. He's been doing very well with Drake London as well, their number 1 wide receiver. They finally got some chemistry going with Kyle Pitts last week. Can't remember, he had at least 70 yards, I believe, receiving last week. Finally got something done for Kyle Pitts there. If that continues, I think we're looking at a win for Atlanta this week as well.
Rise up.
Upcoming next here, we got the 2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars playing in Philadelphia against the 3-0 Eagles. They are 6.5 point favorites as well, so Jacksonville, I should say Philadelphia would have to win by a full 7 points or more to beat the spread in this one. I'm taking Eagles overall easily, but I do like Jacksonville and how they've been looking in the first couple weeks.
How about them Jags?
Yeah.
Man, Trevor Lawrence has shown up this year. He finally looks comfortable. He's looking like he's the future of the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise. Future looks high for him. But right now, the Eagles are flying too high right now, so I'm going to roll with Philadelphia in this one in a comfortable victory for them.
Yep, I agree as well. I don't see the Eagles losing in this one unless something crazy happens. I love Christian Kirk for Jacksonville. You probably have him on fantasy, don't you? Yeah, he's been doing great for a flex position, if not a wide receiver 2 all season as well. They're looking good. Jacksonville really is looking good and a team to watch. Just don't think they pull it out in Philadelphia this week. Next Sunday slate game here, we got the 1-2 Chargers playing in Houston against the 2-1 Texans, the only team without a win, I believe, at this point in the season so far here. Chargers are favorites. They would need to win by 6 points to beat the spread here. I think the Chargers will certainly take this one easily, beating them by at least a touchdown. Davis Mills, I know he got hit. I can't remember if he's going to be injured coming into week 4 here, but definitely something to monitor and watch as well. You agree with me picking the Chargers here?
I'm going with the Chargers too. They just have way too many weapons. I expect a big bounce back week for them. They had a very lackluster performance last week against the Jaguars. Justin Herbert still nursing that rib injury. Let's hope that he feels better next week. Maybe him and Mike Williams can hook up a couple more times, get a few TDs, and pull off a good one in Houston.
Yeah. Keenan Allen is looking like he might be back. He's got some projected points in one of my fantasy leagues, so something to monitor as the week progresses here as well. If he comes back, I think this is Chargers by a mile. Next game up here, both 1-2 teams. The New York Jets are facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh are minus 3.5 favorites, so that means they would have to win by 4 points to cover the spread here. This is another toss-up. I think I'm going to pick the Jets. Why? I'm not sure. I just think for some reason they're going to pull it off. Breece Hall has been making a bigger impact as the weeks progress here. Their wide receivers, they got a lot of younger guys at the wide receiver core. They've been looking fantastic as well the first couple weeks here. Whether we see Zach Wilson or Joe Flacco, I think Flacco's maybe got one more week left. Maybe 2. I think week 6 is when Wilson was expecting to come back. So I'm going to take Jets. They beat Cleveland by 1 point. Yes, I know it was a close game, but they put up 31 points. Steelers defense, they're a little banged up. I'm going to take the Jets in this one. Probably my biggest upset of the week. What are your thoughts?
I'm probably going to go Steelers here.
Okay.
I just think on their home turf, I don't think they're going to let the Jets walk in and beat them.
It's true.
Just no way.
It's true. The home field advantage plays a big factor. I'm not very confident in the Jets, but I'm going to take that as my upset of my upset this week. Next matchup here, both some more 1-2 teams. We got the Seattle Seahawks facing the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Detroit are favorited minus 4.5 points, so they need to win by 5 or more for hitting that spread there. What are your thoughts on this one?
I think the Lions will roll over them pretty easily.
I think so too. It's sounding like DeAndre Swift should be injured, or at least definitely questionable by the time the game rolls around here. But their backup, Williams, has been killing it. He got 2 touchdowns last week. He's gotten a touchdown in at least 2 of the 3 weeks so far this season. He's going to be just fine. I'm on Ross St. Brown. We're going to have to watch and see his usage throughout practice this week, see if he's at full capacity. I'm still taking the Lions. Seattle looks pretty bad on both sides of the ball as well. Yep. Next up here are the 1-2 Titans facing at the Indianapolis Colts, who are 1-1. Titans are projected to win by 3 as well for the spread here. I'm going to go Titans in this one. The Colts, I just don't really understand where they are. Are they a good team? Are they not? Is Matt Ryan, fine? Is he not? There's a lot of question marks for me for this. I'm hoping Derrick Henry can put the team on his back again and get another victory here in week 4.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Tennessee too. Indianapolis just looks sloppy. Yeah, I know they beat the Chiefs last week.
Right.
That's a good win,
It
solid win.
Great
but
win.
At the same time, the reason that they won that game was because of a stupid penalty on defense by the Chiefs.
Yep.
Which that and it won the game for them. Jonathan Taylor hasn't really been putting up anything this season, kind of missing expectations as the number 1 overall pick in fantasy. And, Matt Ryan just looks old and decrepit. I'm gonna go with Titans on this.
Alrighty. Moving right along, the last noon game on the slate here, the 1-2 Commanders are facing the 2-1 Cowboys in Dallas as well. Dallas are minus 3 favorites, so Dallas would have to win by 4 points or more to beat that spread there. I am gonna pass this one to you to start. This is a tough matchup.
I'm going Cowboys.
Okay.
Cooper Rush has really shut down the media. Media's been writing him off ever since Dak Prescott got hurt, but what the media doesn't realize is that Cooper Rush is undefeated as a starter. And in each performance, he's looked flawless. Stop writing this kid off. This kid is good. So, I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
I like it. I just watching the Giants game last night. I mean, the Dallas defense is just as good as they were last year, if not better. You got the two rookies improving as well, both on the front and the second line of defense there as well. I agree with you. I'm going to go Cowboys. Cooper Rush has looked just fine. Jerry Jones did announce today as well that he's been doing great and a great fill-in, essentially is what he said, kind of between the lines there. The fans love Cooper Rush. They think he's been doing better than Dak, and so far, again, just like you mentioned, he has. He's got 2 wins. Dak has the 1 loss. I love the Commanders. I love Carson Wentz. I love how much they're passing the ball there. They just didn't show up last week, and I'm just worried that's going to happen again against a very strong Dallas secondary. So definitely going with the Cowboys as well in this one. Next matchup here, 2 1-2 teams. We got the Arizona Cardinals at Carolina Panthers. Arizona is the favorite for this one. They need to win by at least 2 points. I think that they certainly can do it. McCaffrey's good. Baker Mayfield is trash. We learned this last week. I'm going with Arizona this week. I know Kyler's been shaky. I'm just totally off the Carolina train. Baker's just trash.
Yeah, I'm going with I'm definitely going with
Arizona? No, you're thinking.
Yeah, Arizona.
What are you debating on? What was your debating point there?
Because I completely forgot who you said they were playing.
Oh, dude, seriously. They're going to have some
I blanked for a second. Just give me a break. But yeah, you were kind of ranting last week. You were kind of on this Baker Mayfield's trash thing. Baker Mayfield's sitting at home listening to you say that. And he has you on his dartboard right now.
That's fine, because he didn't show up last week either. So he can throw darts all he wants. He should probably watch a film or 2 or something. Watch a good quarterback play, something like that. Next up on the board, we got the 2-1 Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 0-3. They're chasing a victory. I think they can get this one at home. Another quarterback that's been looking trash, Russell Wilson. They have great pieces on offense. Their defense is pretty decent as well. I'd say probably top 10 so far, at least in the passing game for sure here, defensively. I'm going to take the Raiders in this one.
I'm going with the Raiders too. Russell Wilson looks awful.
He's so bad. I don't
he
get
is
it.
not producing anything on offense. I don't know if he's rattled, if he's aged, or if he's hurt. But this whole hype up Broncos country, let's ride is... They're not riding right now. They're falling off the horse.
And that's the crazy thing. I will say they are kind of riding. They're 2-1. We'll give them that. They're getting the W's, right? But watching them on TV, man, I swear, I think they played last Sunday night, and that was just
the only reason they won is because Jimmy Garoppolo ran out the back of the end zone.
Yes. No, that's right. And that was a huge thing as well. Not looking good. Taking Vegas in this one nonetheless here. Next matchup, we're going to hit you first because it's we got the Patriots at Green Bay. Patriots are now 1-2 facing Green Bay at home, who are 2-1. Patriots are going to be without Mac Jones. Green Bay is minus 10.5 favorites, so they have to win by 11 points, which is 2 possessions minimum, if not 3, including a field goal, to win the spread here. I'm taking Green Bay straight. Do you think? I don't even know who the backup is. Do they have a chance?
I'm going with Green Bay here. Patriots are probably going to throw in Brian Hoyer.
Okay.
Veteran, backup. And I will say the Packers don't really look that good this year. Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like himself. I don't expect a blowout, but I do expect kind of a lopsided victory, just kind of a sloppy win. I don't know. Packers don't really look that good, but without Mac Jones, I just don't think Brian Hoyer is going to get it done.
Yeah, I think they maybe look towards the run game more on the Patriots side of the ball this week. The Green Bay defense is what's carrying them to their 2-1 record currently. We're still playing with the rookie wide receivers for Green Bay offensively wise, but the Packers defense is the soul of this team, similar to how Dallas is working right now. I definitely think that their defense steps up and tears this one away at home this week here. 2 final games left. We got the Sunday night game, which may be postponed. We're going to have to see what goes on with that. Currently, it's projected to play in Tampa. Kansas City Chiefs are facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The alternative, if they do play Sunday night, is to play right here in Minnesota at US Bank Stadium, as the Vikings are, again, across seas against the Saints. If they do play this Sunday night, they should be playing in Minnesota. How big of a factor do you think that'll be for both teams? And B, who do you think is going to pull this victory out?
I don't think it'll be a big factor. At this point, you're a professional athlete. It's anytime, anywhere.
Yep.
I guess. If I had to pick, I'd probably go Kansas City. Tom Brady just looks distracted. He doesn't look like himself. I don't know if he has there's like rumors something's going on off the field.
Yep.
But overall, he just doesn't really look into it. He doesn't have that fire anymore. I just think the Chiefs will win this one.
I'm going to agree with you there. I know we have Mike Evans back for Tampa Bay this week after his 1-week suspension. That was a big thing for Tom Brady and the Bucs last week. They just could not pull anything through last week because they had no one to throw the ball to. Russell Gage was their number 1 wide receiver, and he's still dealing with can't remember if it's an ACL or some kind of knee injury. It's something in his leg as well there. I'm going to go with them too. I think, if they do play at US Bank, it's a neutral field. I think both teams will be in the same boat, honestly. I think at the end of the day, though, something's going to be rearranged when Friday comes later on this week. So definitely monitor kind of the news. I think they might use their bye weeks, kind of like the Saints did a couple years back here. But we'll kind of see what happens as that Hurricane Ian, kind of continues within the next couple of days here.
You think they do that, they're going to have the Vikings logo on center field?
I think they keep it all the same. They keep it all the same, which is kind of what I was thinking. It's kind of weird. The seats are all purple, right? Neither team's purple. It's Minnesota. Kansas City's the closest weather-wise. Tampa's not. It's a Tampa home game. There's a lot of small factors that do come into this. I just really think at this point, with kind of the hurricane and question mark, right, I think it does get moved and something gets moved around and shuffled on the board of play. So make sure we're keeping up with the news for that one. But Monday night, we will have a pretty good matchup as well here. We got the Los Angeles Rams, who are 2-1, facing the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco are the underdogs in this one, and Los Angeles has to win by a whole 3 or more points for this one. I'm going with the Rams. Week 1, they played against Buffalo. Other than that, they've been putting it together pretty strong. They look great on both sides of the ball. You think Jimmy's got a chance at this one in San Francisco at home?
No. I do think the Niners defense will keep it close, but
yep.
I don't think there will be any offense whatsoever. At this point, they may as well just put Debo as their quarterback and just run Wildcat for the entire game.
And just do QB sneaks all day, yeah.
Please do that. That helps me out in fantasy. You hear that, Debo?
Run the ball. Run the damn ball. I agree with you there. I just think the Rams are a better team. I think they win by a field goal. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. I do agree it's going to be kind of a closer one. Monday Night Lights, always kind of a coin flip there. It's a different factor, unfortunately, for whatever the fuck reason.
And it's a division rivalry. Yep. So those games are always played fairly closely.
Yep, there you go. So a lot of good games coming up this week. Let us know what you think of this whole Tampa Bay situation. Do you think it's going to be delayed? Do you think bye weeks are going to be involved? Are we going to play in Minnesota? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks again for tuning in as always. Like for more, subscribe to catch us next week. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.